Saturday, you face a quarterback who I think completed like 84% of his passes in Zaire, and I think he's come off a bowl game where he's 12 or 15. How difficult is it to face these guys that are so accurate, and what is the challenge for Saturday facing a guy like Zaire?
The challenge is always getting better for us as a football team first. First of all, looking at this, now we have a game tape. We have opportunities to correct things, mistakes that were made. We have opportunities to talk about the things that can put you in positions to be positive on plays and those things that cost us during the course of this game. And it's another good football team we're getting ready to play. I believe that the teams that we're playing, or the team that we just played, a very good football team, and the team we're about to play is another really good football team, and that through this process for us is that we'll become a better football team, and that's the goal. That's the expectation, is to improve the way we play, minimize our errors that we made, but know that Notre Dame is a really good football team, and we're going to have to play again, limit the issues that we had in this past game, and move forward and getting them corrected.
Mike, I'm not sure there were any situations, or certainly not many, where you had three linebackers on the field at the same time the other day. Do you think with Notre Dame, will that be more of a traditional offense where you'll use your base defense more? And if so, has that third linebacker established himself yet?
It remains to be seen. Jeff, obviously, they run the ball well. They'll play with two tight ends. They have a quarterback that's also a runner in their offense. And so, the responsibilities of putting that scheme together and the personnel together, is being worked on, was worked on yesterday and today as we start the game plan. But just knowing that they're a complete team, and that they have a running quarterback, they have, even though they lost a running back, I believe, to an injury, they still have running backs that are very capable, very good, and then also their wide receiver core is an excellent core as well.
Coach, can you talk a little bit, as you've watched the film, did Smoke Mizell establish himself more to be at the top of the depth chart for you at running back, given the performance on Saturday?
A lot of things that Smoke did, he did well. Obviously he played a productive game as a running back, and he was a player of the game for us in terms of his opportunities to extend, to get the first downs, his opportunities to run and catch the ball, the touchdown reception that he made. So, he played well as a running back, and those are the type of things we need, from a guy like that with that skill. We know what he's capable of, and he showed a little bit of it on Saturday. He'll have to continue to improve, and continue to show that he's capable of running and catching the ball. And so it was a good game for him, and we look forward to more progress from him.
Coach, you had a chance to look at the tape. What are you excited about collectively about your team as you get ready to play Notre Dame?
When you have a game behind you and you can look at the things that need correcting, you understand that this team that we just played is a very good football team. But you also understand that you have things you have to do to get better as a team. And I believe that our opportunities that are presenting itself, way to it, through it, or around it, it goes through a great week of preparation for Notre Dame, another good football team. And that the opportunities that come out of where we are now will lend itself later on as the season unfolds, because we're playing some of the best teams that are out there, which is going to require us to execute and perform better. And, this week's preparation has to be, an outstanding effort by all, coaches, players, and everyone involved with this. And so I'm excited about, the opportunity for this team to get better, to do the things that, to minimize those mistakes and those errors that cost you. And you're doing it on a national scale, and you're doing it against, good football players and teams. So that's what I'm optimistic about. It's, nothing to hold your head down about. Look up, and let's move forward.
Like in recent years, you've had some success in September with some of these bigger home games, whether it be Penn State or BYU, or last year beating Louisville and playing well against UCLA. Can you take anything from that? And what do you think has been a reason for your success there? Early on the season against these big name, again, in a bigger crowd and against a big name opponent.
I don't know the answer to that specifically, but I know it's tied into effort. It's tied into game planning. It's tied into just Scott Stadium is a great place to play, and those games that you just mentioned were games that our players are excited about playing. Those big time opponents that have come in, and this is another opportunity. I've heard the game is sold out. I'm sure the atmosphere will be electric, and we expect to perform and play well, and that's the expectations for this team and for this game and the approach of this game.
Coach, Notre Dame has much been touted as the strength defensively of their linebackers. A couple of guys could be playing on Sundays. Just can you talk about the challenge that their linebacking core presents for you guys to block them and be able to establish the run?
Yeah, I believe that their front seven is again it's very formidable. Guys that are again athletic and fast. And we just played a team that was really fast, really athletic. And you look at Notre Dame, from guys up front in the linebacking core that they're capable of running and running out of mistakes. So it's going to be important for us, again, to be on schedule, stay on schedule, try to do things that we can that are our strengths and control the football a little bit and make sure that when we use those players or those schemes that can help us be successful. But they're a very good defense. You saw what they did against Texas. You recognize the fact that there is a lot of talent on that team and on the field when they play.
Talk about Zaire's kind of running ability. What do you see from him as a pure passer?
What stands out, and when you look at him, obviously there's a talented group of receivers, and putting the ball in the vicinity where guys can go up and get it is something that benefits a quarterback. He's an accomplished runner. I mean, we all know that he can run the ball. He presents that threat. Not only would they have plays designed, for him being the primary ball carrier, but they also have plays to get him out of the pocket, on the perimeter. And I'm quite sure, like everyone else, you look for a better performance in everything that you do. And he's such a focal point of their offense that it's going to be important that we develop a game plan to understanding that his legs and his arm are things that they very much rely on.